dialed in to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use,
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Bucks
and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. So, it's been a week. We have not gotten last week's episode up because I was just finishing some final touches on it, and we figured out that we didn't record very well out of the studio, Nick.
Yeah.
Somebody's microphone was not turned on. So, for anybody that listens to the Black Calder Brewing episode that will be getting uploaded tomorrow morning, yeah. And you have to just hear Nick because he's got a booming voice.
Hey, no, it's funny because we did a test beforehand, right? And
Yeah, and everything looked great.
and maybe it's just catching up on the other side. I mean, I don't know. We'll figure this stuff out.
I mean, we get better every week, don't we?
We hope.
I've gotten a lot of feedback, people, and they're like, you guys are really taking on topical issues.
Yeah.
I really enjoy what you guys are doing. And I'm like, that's great. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're getting rave reviews there. I'll plug everything. So, we do have a Discord channel. Go join our Discord. We'd love to have some conversations there. We do have a Patreon. If you'd like to support us, we'll give you a shout out in the show notes. We'll give you a shout out on air too.
Yeah.
That costs $3. So for the whole month, we'll talk about you and how great you are. I do want to give this shout out because I got bitched at today.
Isn't that every day?
Well, this one was a different bitch out.
Oh, okay.
So our friend MLVC
Oh,
put out a new album,
yeah.
and Slide Bass Bobby told me we have not talked about it on air, which I'm pretty sure we have, but I can't guarantee that.
Well, we
I
talked
believe
about
it
going
was
to
discussed the week before their album release party.
right before the
I think
party
so,
because we
too.
talked about why we were going, and
Right.
I wanted to go to the party. And
Oh, and he said you're a dick because you didn't come.
my bad.
And I just wanted to announce again, Slide Bass Bobby and DJ Guide.
Yeah.
MLVC, they have a new album out. I believe it's called Dog Years or Dog House or
Yeah.
Sit on the Dog or something stupid. I say it's something stupid because people go, hey, Slide Bass Bobby, what does that mean? And he goes, nothing. It literally means nothing. So
No, it's right.
Kind of like the symbols on the Untitled Led Zeppelin album.
correct. Means nothing, but we do support them greatly because they made a kick-ass song for us.
Yeah.
And we do love our theme song, Bucks and Brews.
Right. I mean, I gotta learn it more because I just, I sing parts of it, right?
Oh, I can sing the whole fucking thing
Can you
because
really?
I hear it every week
Can't say.
because I'm working on editing the episode. Well, not editing, but uploading the episode.
Yeah.
We do no editing here. We're not that professional.
Oh God.
So we've hit those things. I don't know what we're talking about next week, but in 2 weeks, we're going to be not live on Twitch again because we're going to be on my brand new port.
Yep.
And we're going to drink some beers with our friend Mikey, and we're going to probably grill him on his lack of financial awareness.
Not me.
No, not Mike, not the eye candy. The
Yeah.
the
Well,
one
he
that's
may
not as good
challenge
with
me
money.
for eye candy if he was on camera.
He probably would challenge us all.
He is the pretty one.
I mean, he did want to be the pretty princess New Year's 2000. So, Nick,
What's going on?
what are you drinking tonight?
Man, I am drinking a few things. So I have 3 times banana watch. It kind of tastes exactly like a strawberry banana shake. Or smoothie, I guess is what I would call it. And sorry, I cut out my headphone.
I did too.
But it's Arvon Brewing here in Grand Rapids. I didn't know it was a thing. Forgive us for that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
And here's funny because we had an artist on our
Good friend Jack Raisy.
yeah. And this place gives a shout out to artwork by RC Raw Lay Art, and I'm like, that's kind of funny that they give a shout out.
Maybe
we
you
need.
need to, when you tag them, maybe they'll become a new sponsor, and then you can tell them they should put some of the Jack Razor art on their.
Totally should.
And
Under
then I have brewery Amigang Dream Patch. It's a fruited sour with cherries, blueberries, and raspberries.
that's
Um,
how Jeffy.
I think he
That
said it
sounds
sounds
yummy.
yummy.
yeah. And then from Austin Brothers, I have Jelly Jar.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, which is a sour ale with blackberry, passion fruit, raspberry, pineapple, and blueberry.
That sounds
and
yummy too.
they're out of Alpena, Michigan.
Honestly, all three of these sound great.
Austin Brothers is actually I really enjoy Austin Brothers. They have a couple other things I was gonna grab, and I was like, I'm kind of gonna mix it up because I've had some Austin Brothers stuff. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. Let me see here, because I don't know where this is from. Oh gosh, it must be a big name. Imported packages, Coopersville, New York, Kansas City, Missouri, and Utica, New York. So, they must be like a big company. Yeah. So we'll figure all that out. But, hey, what about you, David? What are you
So
drinking?
I will get to what I'm drinking in just a second. So we had Black Boulder Brewing on last week. Terry, who is the founder, co-founder. I went running all over, calling all over, looking for bougie.
Mhm.
Nobody's fucking got it. Horrocks only had Just Another Day, IPL. Gone called GR Noir, same. She called Mega Bev, same.
Yep.
I'm gonna have her try Rishi's, and then I guess if I can't find it, I'm gonna buy a 4-pack of the Just Another Day for the porch episode so that everybody can try it. I mean, you and I have, but Mike can try it. And then we'll have to figure out what else we want. I know Mike's gonna talk about his in a minute here. We might want a 4-pack of that as well.
Yep.
So we'll get to him in just a quick second here. So myself, I'm starting off with a Perrin Dream Seeker Raspberry Blonde. A fruit beer full of intense raspberry aroma and a flavor with a dry, crisp finish, balanced by sweet, refreshing tartness. Very good.
So actually, enjoy that one.
When I'm done with that, I'm going to Rourke because I do like Rourke Brewing.
Yeah,
It's becoming fall here in Michigan, Nick,
I know.
which sucks ass. But that does mean
Oh.
heavier beers.
Oh, fall, yay.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite season.
It's my favorite season too, but it's followed by fucking winter. So I'm having from Rourke, French Toast Double Dog Oatmeal Stout, which I love.
Yeah.
Great beer. When I'm done with that, I'm going to go to Blake's with the caramel apple. And then I also have a Black Butte non-alcoholic from Butte's Brewery. Mike, what are you drinking? I already know, and I'm so excited.
Well, I'm starting with it's by Evil Genius, which is out of Pennsylvania. And it's Trick or Treat, and it's advertised as a chocolate pumpkin porter.
Oh, that's
Got a couple of those I'm going to drink, and then I'm going to wrap up with my last of my Latitude 42, which is a brewery out of the Kalamazoo Portage area, called Nectar of the Goddess, which blood orange, passion fruit, honey wheat ale. It's okay, but it's not great. I thought it would be better than it was, but I sometimes get let down by Latitude 42, so I think that's probably what it boils down to.
So have you tasted the chocolate pumpkin?
I was just about to open it and give it a try.
Please let us know
wanted
what
to
that
put it-
tastes like, because
I wanted to put it in my pride cozy.
you sent me a picture of that, and I started talking at the business the other day about how yummy it looked. And one of the customers looked at me like I had 3 heads because they hate pumpkin.
You hate pumpkin.
I don't know.
I get like hating
The
pumpkin.
pumpkin is a very subtle flavor, but it is it's a good porter. I mean, I wouldn't put it amongst the top like 5 porters I've had, but it's a respectable porter. Like I said, it's got the pumpkin. If we can find this, I would say we drink some of it on the porch episode.
I do like that idea. 'Cause, I love drinking on the porch. I'll make sure we have some ice and we can drink out of R2D2.
All right,
It means we never have to move from our seats on the porch.
it'll come to me.
Nick bought
Unless we
a
have to
new
pee.
chair.
My wife bought me a new chair.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. I sit in my living room at times now because I'm just like,
It's
yeah,
comfy.
it's a nice chair. So yeah, it's not bad. So it's got a little side table to make sure I have my beers with me.
Nice.
Kind of excited about it.
So tonight, I had sent you something this morning. And I figured we would discuss this tonight since our guest never got back to us
Yeah.
for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, he's always out of the country.
It seems that way. We'll get him at some point.
Yeah.
But I had sent you a thing on millennials and homeownership.
Yep.
And I believe the headline was a quarter of millennials view themselves as renters forever and then will never buy a house.
Yeah.
So I figured that was a nice subject to tackle because we love talking about home ownership here. And millennials get railed on quite a bit. And I think that's, unjustified in a lot of ways. And I mean, Nick, you are a millennial that's a homeowner. My daughter's a millennial that's a homeowner. Jessica, who's very near and dear to me, is a millennial that's a homeowner. Even my coworker, Christy. So I know 4 millennials off the top of my head that are homeowners. So, I mean, it doesn't necessarily track for me, but I understand the issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I granted I understand the issues because I ripped. Hey, so
And probably a lot of millennials.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, right? And to say, you're right. It says in the headline, 1 in 4 millennials say that they're forever renters. Granted, this is an older stat, right? Nearly 42% of millennials listed flexibility as a reason why they are renting instead of buying a home in 2022. And people are willing to go where the job is. People are willing to move on a constant basis.
Well, that's a great point, Nick. So I got I'm not going to say job offer. It wasn't a job offer, but it was I had a headhunter reach out to me and say, hey, you should apply for this position. It's really it's not an internship, but it's kind of like a program review, we'll say. It's a 24-month rotating cycle in finance for this company. And you spend a week in Germany, which is kind of neat.
Sure.
And there's a lot of travel with this company. If you want it, you don't have to have it, you can't, and they'll pay for it. I'm sitting here, reading about it and, talking to the person a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm at the age where I don't really want to do that.
So, yeah.
But I mean, if I was a 25-year-old and I didn't have a family, that's something I might jump at.
I was looking at some things and job came up and it said, hey, 75% travel, right? And we'll pay you to stay. You have to do this. And it's like, wow, that's like I have a 6-year-old, I can't, or 7-year-old, I can't just leave.
Yeah.
But and that again, millennials are at the point where they're not having as many kids, and so they're I don't know, selfish in a sense, right? But like for a reason that they want to be. I mean, you see a lot of I missed opportunities. I'll go, and I'm a millennial, right?
Mhm.
I want to go travel the world. I want to go travel the world. These people are taking it for real because right, this YOLO was a big hit. So just go have fun.
Well, and they really do want to experience things because they're the biggest events in their life were 9/11 and the Great Recession.
Yeah.
And those things kind of define that generation. And when you look at it, they don't get to do the traveling. A lot of these millennials were raised by boomers.
Right.
And I rail on the boomers a lot. But boomers had the ability to go and do things.
Yeah.
They had much more wealth to build up by the time they were 30 than what most millennials will see in their lifetime. So they took vacations and, they felt they had a career and a good job and a stable future. And those are things that when you ask most millennials right now, they're not so sure they have any of those things.
Right.
They might have one of them, but they don't have many of them. My coworker, Christy, is a great example. Her and I were talking today and she goes, my husband and I, we both have good jobs. They pay good money. We still live paycheck to paycheck because we have to pay for life.
Well, it's tough, It was thinking about that today for myself personally, and I'm just sitting here going, man, because I'm looking at maybe losing some income and stuff.
Mhm.
It's like, fuck, how long it's been since I've had to budget that aspect of things,
Yeah.
and I don't know, to go back and not be able to do what the hell I want when I want, it's gonna be a little different for me.
It's not easy.
Right, But I think, I mean, you just gotta sit and talk to people that have been through it and how they do it and stuff like that. So, I, as a landlord, right, some of the biggest things is, the entitlement aspect comes, right? But that's because there's so much feedback from, or I wouldn't call it feedback, but there's landlords from back in the day, right? They remember just being shitty, and so now they're wanting to get into a rental, so that way somebody else has to take care of it, right? And you have to take care of it as quick as possible. I mean, millennials to me are some of the toughest people to rent to, because their expectations are just, and what they want, how they want it as quick as possible.
What do you
So-
think? What do you think is the reason for that? For those high expectations?
Well, I think, like, again, growing up, like, they're used to not having it, and then, we're of a culture where we go out and we learn, educate, right? And hey, we have our rights, we want our rights. And so you have the right to, withhold rent if this happens. And you have, and so these people think that they're playing these things, but don't understand that they're part of the problem, right? And they think that we as landlords are the ones just making millions of dollars. So I don't know. I would assume from back then, right? There wasn't inspections and people got away with things. I mean, there is slumlords out there, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's as many because these cities come in and they do their inspections and force people to do shit.
It's definitely not like it was in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s.
Right. Things change in it, and it sucks, right? Because the way and it's, to me, it's really messed up because I find that they punish the ones that actually try
Mhm.
a hell of a lot harder than they, like, if you just avoid it, it's whatever, right? Like, but if you go and, hey, you have to do this, you have to do this, and then you get fined and you get this, just such a pain in the ass, man. Like, I don't know.
Well, and you just said something. So, like, when I was poor,
Yeah.
I used to get pissed off because if I was a drug addict, there were programs.
Yeah.
But just being poor in and of itself didn't qualify you for anything. You were just fucked. And that used to really piss me off. I'm like, so if I went and got hooked on crack, you'd help me. Well, yeah. If I was homeless, you'd help me. Yeah. But you won't help me keep a roof over my head while I have one. Yeah, no, unless you have something else going on, like, you're a drug addict or you're homeless, then we're not doing shit for you.
Well, that's, there's still companies out there like that, which pisses me off. Because, right, so, landlord, I'm a different breed, right? Like, in the sense of, I want to make sure that people are set for, one mistake shouldn't ruin your life, but it always does, right?
True.
I hate the words, I hate the words when people say, oh, it's in the past. No, like, your past fucking followed. I don't give a shit who you are.
It does.
I'm a different person now. Fuck up. Like, you know what? So there's a couple companies out there where they won't step in to help you until after you've been served the eviction.
Right.
Until like by the time they help, the eviction's already through. Now you have an eviction on your record. Like, how hard it is to rent. Like, you guys talk about cheap housing and stuff like that. Now figure out how the fuck you're gonna rent when you have an eviction on your record. Like,
Because nobody wants to rent to you.
God, right? Guarantees you don't pay. I mean,
It's like getting car insurance when you have a DUI.
right.
Probably worse.
To say, I mean, I don't know. I can tell you at least one insurance agency that will give you say, I don't know.
Well, and there are definitely landlords out there that will give you too.
Of course, but
I mean, it's the same thing when you look at bankruptcy. There's the car dealerships in Grand Rapids. If you drive up and down Division,
well, even on 28th, I mean,
Yeah.
all of them,
they will definitely give you a car, even if you can't afford it or pay for it.
yeah,
But it's going to be at like $200 a week.
and 25% interest.
Yep.
And because I think we talked about that. My brother
Yeah.
went. He was gonna go get like a 97 Portage, which here's the fucked up part, right? I just bought a 97 Portage, like the flip, right? And I paid $1,500 for this fucking car. And I think he goes and looks at like a 97 or a 98, whatever the hell it was. Might have been a year newer, same parts, similar. And they're like, all right, 25% interest. It's got 160,000 miles on it, and we'll sell it to you for like $12,000. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, I was like, dude, no, like, get in the car. We're gonna go to a different place. Like, I was like, worst case scenario, I sell you mine on payments, fucking $5,000. Like, I just couldn't. But that, like, literally, it was that.
That's what
And
they do.
this wasn't back in like '97, brand new. This was, I mean, I was out of high school. I mean, this is at least a 12 to 14-year-old car at the time, right? Like, it old, man. 160 on it. It's absolutely insane.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, like what you end up saying, you said, you have a bankruptcy. You've got people who will, still sell you cars. You have a DUI or a couple DUIs. You've got people who will still insure you for a car. But again, you pay up the ass into the left or whatever. But I think it boils down to it's the same thing that happens with like the payday loans and everything like that.
Yeah, that's
They
exactly it.
realize that these people need money, so it's like, or a car or insurance or a place to live, and they're basically like, because you need this, we can screw you over.
As somebody that's gone through bankruptcy many years ago, it floored me how many credit card or loan offers I got 6 months post dismissal of my bankruptcy. I can't remember the legal term for it, but it shocked me because I didn't realize how predatory at that point banks and loan companies were, because all they know is you can't file for 7 more years. So let's give you some credit. You're not going to be able to get rid of it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's the same way after I had to short sell my house. I mean, I still had a bunch of credit on, and it did. I mean, it's better than bankruptcy, but it still was, a big hit on my credit report. And again, it was the same thing. They saw this opportunity to give somebody things that they figure they could make a lot of money on in the long run.
Absolutely.
I don't know. You have credit cards. Yeah. I mean, how many credit card offers do you get in a week?
1 to 2.
And I would probably say get like 1 to 2 months.
I get 1 to 2 a week, probably.
Like, I mean, I
Are you saying in the mail or overall?
yeah, in the mail.
Because I get them emailed too.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, so I'd say 1 to 2.
I would never notice it.
I'd probably say 2 to 3 a month mailed.
Okay.
And then another 2 to 3 a month emailed.
Well, like, I know when I was younger, man, they were coming like fucking hotcakes.
And I get the same. And what I find interesting is it's the banks that I already have like a credit card with are like, get another one, change from, Capital. And I mean, sometimes it's things like, change from Capital One,
Not a fan of those.
regular rewards to like a venture or whatever. But sometimes it's just, again, like, Chase wants me to sign up for something, else, or
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear how Nick hates this beer or doesn't like it.
Yeah.
It wasn't very sour.
No, it says bright cherries, tart raspberries, and sweet blueberries.
I wasn't a huge fan.
I'm not like as weird as it sounds, it kind of is dead to me. I don't know if I'm getting metallic flavor, right? I almost say that, but like,
Tastes deady.
well, like, it doesn't have like carbonation could be off in a sense of things. Like
is that one of,
That's the Dream Patch.
yeah, from
is that the one that has the few locations or whatever?
yeah, yep. It is. And then
Again, maybe it is. Maybe like you said, it's like more of a macro brew type thing.
and, I don't know. I'm not like, I normally have a really good palate. I mean, I don't know if I'm getting like what I would call old blueberries, right? Like, I'm not, because granted, we are spoiled here in Michigan
A little bit.
with our cherries and our blueberries.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Raspberries,
Strawberries.
Yeah, so we're a berry area. It's very kind of disappointing. Wax flavor.
I'm getting some information on it.
So-
It says its country of origin is Belgium.
Yep.
Okay.
It does call it a sour ale. I mean, and ales are going to be a little less
Yeah.
sour than others.
I don't know. I just was not I say I'll drink it, but I'm not gonna rush out and buy a second.
So I gotta do a callback here because Mike, you were saying something and I had a thought and I totally lost it because I don't remember what you were saying. What were you saying a second ago? Or do you
What are
not?
you talking about?
What were you talking
What
about?
were we talking about?
Obviously, nobody knows. I hope it
Sorry.
was good.
No, we were talking about credit cards.
Oh,
and,
credit cards. So yeah, that's
Oh,
where I was
yeah.
gonna go.
It's a
So
lot of the same. Yeah, banks and stuff. That
when it comes to credit cards, I can tell you exactly what I have.
Mhm.
I have one Bank of America. I have two Chase. I have three Capital One. And one Wells Fargo.
Hi.
And I rotate them.
I have one Chase, two Capital Ones now at this point, one Bank of America, or not two Capital Ones, Capital One, sorry. One Bank of America. Oh no, what Discover is considered. And then I
Discover's
got
considered
one.
Discover.
And then I got one through my credit union, which I never used because it was not worth it. It doesn't give me any rewards points.
Right.
So it just sits there with, $10,000 or $12,000 basically ready to, in case I have to make some major purchase that I'm not ready for.
No, say, be careful though. The cards expire.
They do.
Did I ever tell you
Yeah, but
guys?
they
they,
also
they send me,
close.
They do close. Yep. Did I ever tell you that story?
I don't think so.
well, that one I could see closing on me because I don't use it. I mean, if it expires, they'll just send me a new card.
Yeah. Well, they will if it goes to the right address and life is good. But I was,
Did it go to the Granville house?
God, I was living at Granville, so I have no fucking clue what
They
happened.
probably went to one of the duplexes then.
Oh, it might have gone, but so here I am, right?
And
I
then whoever you were renting to is like, fuck that guy.
have a couple of years into. How was it?
I've done that with mail I get from people who lived here before. I just throw it in my. That's actually what I throw in my recycling because I figure if they get their, credit hacked or whatever, it's just get off my back.
Well, let's say naive Nick that had no idea how to do banking. I mean,
Yes.
here I am. I'm old, 22 years old. Who knows? I just got done asking my bank. I said, "Hey, is there a limit on what I can take out of the ATM?" No, you'll be fine. Okay, 'cause I'm gonna do a big project.
So you went to take out like $800 more than you're allowed.
No, I tried to take out 20,000. Right.
And it said, go
Here-
fuck yourself.
Here it is a Sunday, and my contractor's trying to do siding and stuff like that, and I'm trying to pay for shit.
And you can't.
And so I try and it says transaction denied. Another one, transaction denied. I go lower, right? Finally, I call the fucking bank. I said, look, I gotta go pay for this. What can I do? And they're like, or I was like, I was told I could take all this cash out. And they're like, no, you're maxed out at like $1,000 a day.
Yep.
I was like, nowhere near where I need.
You need 20 days.
Right. And so I go into the I was like, fuck it. I got a credit card I haven't used in probably 5-6 years at this time, right?
Yeah.
Like I had a $40,000 limit. Like I knew that because it just kept going up. I'd get in the paper and in the mail, which when I got my mail.
Yeah.
God, so it might have gone to my mom's house because it was from when I was younger. So I really think it was my mom's house because I was living at my grandma's house. So right, and my lender told me, hey, you have to stop it at some point, so that way your debt's income doesn't get out of whack.
Yeah.
This was I found out later, right? But I go to the thing, I go to Lowe's and I'm trying to pay for this shit, and card declined. Like, ma'am, not trying to sound like every other arrogant asshole. Okay. My transfer won't work on my bank account to transfer this money over to use my debit card, which I now learned, even if I tried to do that, you're only allowed like
Yeah.
$5,000 a fucking day on
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
Swipe. Okay. I didn't know any of
Yeah,
this.
there's a limit.
Yeah, I know fucking. So declined. And then
You're like, ma'am, I've never used this card in my life.
right, I was like, look, I have a $40,000 limit. I'm not trying to be an arrogant guy. You should be able to swipe this. I never used this card. I was like, maybe to clean a fucking windshield once. He like rolls her eyes. Look, and she's like, you never. She goes, you used it. Like I was like, I called it, set it up, and she's like, okay. Like looks at it, and these are fake numbers, right? Like here it is, 2009, and
And
she's
it
like,
expired in 2003.
yeah, and she's like, well, this card expired 3 years ago, so yeah, I believe you haven't used it. And I was like, so she's like, well, you gotta call your bank and get a new card. And so I called the bank and I was like, hey, I need a new fucking card and I need it like right now. And they're like, all right, we're gonna send it to you. And I was like, cool, same numbers. They're like, yep, same numbers. I was like, all right, what's the expiration date?
Oh, we can't tell you.
We can't give you that fucking information. Like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, I'm losing my shit, right? Like, you have to wait to get your card so you can have it.
This might be one of my favorite next stories ever.
And dude, I'm just here. So I'm losing my shit. Very, very annoyed. And I was like, I don't know anybody at this time in my life that has $20,000
Just laying around.
openly available. So I call my grandparents. I'm like,
If anybody has it, they do.
they might have some money. So I was like, hey, you guys have 20K. My grandma or something was like, yeah, we have a credit card. We could put it on there. And I was like, I will pay you tomorrow. Bank opens at 9 a.m. They're gonna have my foot in their ass, right?
For lying to you, but
Yes.
you can take out as much as
I
you
want,
want.
right? So my grandpa comes and meets me, right? Swipes this card for a shit ton of money. And I go to the bank and I get, nearly $20,000 in cash. And they're like, oh, you have to order it however many days and blah, blah, blah. They're trying to tell me I have to order money. And I was like, the
Fuck
fuck I
off.
do. I was like, I specifically asked before the weekend, can I take? And you specifically said, yeah, you'll be fine. Well, we've never seen any transaction over like $6 in your account. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, so they fill this bag full of cash, right?
Yes.
And I go to my grandma,
Did you
here I
do
am.
did you do like the handcuffs on the briefcase type thing?
No, that kind of money is only like that thick, just in a plastic bag. And so I go to my grandma. I'm like, look, I don't give a fuck what you do with the money. I don't care. All you need to know is you're officially paid back. My grandma goes, huh. Well, I mean, we are interest free for a while, and we might just go do that. And she goes, I was like, does this give you like a fucking free cash advance? And she goes,
You
yeah,
did.
kind of.
Speaking of stupidities of banks.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I went into Lake Michigan.
Yep.
To close my account.
Okay.
And you can have up to 15,000 in Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
I think I had like 12, 13,000, whatever.
Sure. Why are you closing it?
And they go, well, we really appreciate notice when you want money of this amount. And I went, my money. Give me my fucking money.
Yeah.
They went,
What
well,
if they don't want to give you cash? Just write a freaking check to you.
oh, they didn't want to do that either. They just want to give
Is
me
it-
shit over the fact that I was taking out a huge lump sum. Motherfuckers,
Because
my
they
money,
knew
I
you
can
were
take it out
basically,
anytime I want.
they knew you were closing your account. It's kind of like quitting the gym on Friends. They
Yes.
send the really sexy lady to come talk to you.
We say when we bought our place at Sandy Pines a while back.
Yeah.
I asked the guy, I was like, hey, do you want a cashier's check, personal check, like certified or whatever? I want cash. And he's like, cash, right? Like, I want this to be, I mean, right? He wanted 30-some thousand. And I
Yeah.
fucking got this thing for half price, let's be honest. So again, I go back to the bank and I get all hundreds of cash. And it's a Saturday, and they're like, well, we can't give you that money. I was like,
The fuck?
yes, you fucking can. Wait to set a vault and set a timer. And I was like, sounds like you know how to do it. Let's go ahead and fucking do it. And my bank, like, they know I'm an asshole, but they also understand, like, again, you're not going to fuck me out of, okay, let's say the place is worth 30,000. I ended up selling it later. I picked it up for like 15, whatever it would be. you're not going to make me miss out on a fucking $15,000 deal, right? Because you can't get me the cash when I want it, right? Like, and so, you know,
Well, you
You
know
won't
as
find
well
a
as
bank
I,
that can get you $50,000 cash when you're ready for it. I just think for
You know as
you,
well
it's
as I
like if
do.
you're doing so many loans and stuff with them, they're already making money off of you because you've got,
yeah,
mortgages and stuff with them.
doing no business with them in theory. All I have is just a fuck ton of cash that with them.
you know as well as I do, 3 out of every 4 people
Mhm.
are not you.
Right.
They're sitting there
Yeah.
going, "Oh, you can't give me that money? That's okay. I guess I'll wait, 3 days to get that money."
Yeah.
Whereas you or I go in there and they go, "I'm sorry, I can't give you that money." We're like, "The fuck you can. I can take out every goddamn dime I have right fucking now, and I can close my shit right fucking now. Or you can do what I told you to do."
Say that's yeah, I don't know, and that's the thing. Like most people treat a bank as if they work for the bank.
Yeah, the bank works for me.
That's a factual statement. And like once you change that mindset in
Yep.
life, you're going to be so much more successful in the banking.
Here's the question,
That's why
okay?
that's why I like having a credit union, because at least then I feel like I'm part owner.
Well, and even with the bank. So Nick, here's my question to you.
Yep.
You take 10 grand.
Yep.
Put it into bank A.
Yep.
What does bank A do with your 10 grand?
Loan it to you or Mike.
And so they can buy shit, right?
Yeah.
So they're making money on your 10K.
Yeah.
Most banks, what are they giving you in interest?
Oh, 0.001.
Right. So nothing.
Yeah.
So they're making money off of the money you gave them.
Mhm.
So if you walk in there tomorrow and say, "Hey, you have my $10,000, give it to me."
Yep.
What right do they have to say no?
Yeah, saying they have less money to lend out, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's their problem, not ours.
And I mean, that's kind of why there've been recessions and depressions, because people have basically been like, "Give me my fucking money," and they don't have fucking money.
right.
Even with the depression, I mean, the issue was, everybody was panicking.
Yeah.
With good reason. That they weren't going to get their money, so they were selling it for pennies on the dollar, which was stupid. So It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
It's just isn't good.
I'd have been the motherfucker. I'm so sorry you hate it.
No, it's
I'd have
okay.
been the motherfucker that sat there and said, "No, I'm not selling my shit for any less than what it's worth.
Right.
It's worth this. That's what I want."
Well, and I am that guy that goes in and says I'm going to buy it because you're willing to sell it for cheap, right?
Right.
I have the ability to.
That's where, but even that shows you basically how the entire system works. Jimmy Stewart basically comes right out and says, "Yes, you have $5,000, and that $5,000 right now is in this guy's farm and this guy's store, and it's
Right.
all of that." And yeah, they get the change of heart of like, "No, we won't, take our money away at this point," because of course it's a Christmas story, and unfortunately in reality that would probably never happen.
True. So now we have absolutely taken a left turn
100%.
as
You
we were
always take a
talking
left
about
turn.
millennials.
Can I ask
buying
that question I wanted to ask about millennials and homeowners?
Ask it.
So you say 1 out of every 4 said they will never be a homeowner.
Correct.
What is the percentage of like Gen Xers that are currently homeowners?
I would have to look that up.
'Cause I know we have at least one that we know very well that will probably never own a home.
Oh, absolutely, we do.
Um,
And I mean, I know a lot of people who own homes, but again, is it because of what we do it for a living and stuff like that?
60
Just that
64% of Gen Xers, 68% of baby boomers, 73% of
Where are you getting those numbers from?
73% of owned homes, according to it's just quick Google search.
So I'm on Forbes right now
Yep.
because
100%.
I like that. 65
Forbes
million.
is-
Go ahead, Mike.
I said Forbes is a good, reputable site for financial type information.
It is. So basically, it looks like Gen X home ownership is at 69%.
Not about what Nick said.
Baby boomers at 77.8, and the silent generation at 77.8. Oh, both are 77.8.
So
So
really,
69% of Gen Xers.
so even if 1 out of every 4 millennials decide not to own a home, their percentage is still higher than the current Gen X number.
Well, I mean, that's just the percentage that's saying they never will own one. Or,
Right,
You know,
yeah.
So I don't think 75 actually 75.
But at this point, if you're a Gen Xer, you're old enough where you're either have the money to buy a home or you're probably never going to have the money to buy
that would be true. So I can
a
tell
home. At
you
least
that,
with millennials, they still have time.
well, and because I love numbers, I pulled numbers. So of millennials, 48.6% do own homes. 22% say they'll never own a home.
Okay.
And then we get into reasons why, which is something I love. I want to know why people decide to do the things they do. So, do we have any ideas here before I go into official reasons? So, either one of you, give me a reason you think millennials are not buying homes.
They can't afford it.
Definitely cannot afford is one of those. Mike, you got any?
I mean, I think you mentioned one at the beginning. It's flexibility. It's being able to relocate at any time without issue.
You know, they don't
Totally agree.
They don't want the hassle.
So I got some here, and I want some thoughts. So one of them is the Great Recession, which obviously makes sense. So
What about it makes sense?
when
Well, they
millennials,
would have gotten to the age of home ownership right around the time of that Great Recession.
Correct.
2008, 2009.
and what they saw was houses losing their value,
Mhm.
and they didn't have the money to buy a house at that point. So they kind of, not to jump on this, but let's jump on this. So I pulled up some numbers because I love numbers. In 2010, millennials' average debt was over $80,000. This is a year to two post-recession, right?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess 08 was the
Even
start.
I didn't know that
2010
money.
08 was the start, but 09 it was fully in the recession.
And 10, I guess
10 was kind of starting to come out, maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's when I bought my first place, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
well,
bought a
that's
full
what a
place.
lot of the things that like Obama put into place started kind of kicking things
Right.
out. Like that's when you really saw the auto industry recover with cash for clunkers and stuff like that was in
So-
2010.
80,000 in debt average for millennials in 2010.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, again, my first house was less than 60. So my
And again, as
myself, I'm 60K.
you hate this shit, but
Yeah.
you weren't the average millennial.
Correct.
You know, they're talking about you and then the person that had 150,000 in school
Listen,
debt.
and I guess honestly, I might have been.
Well, that's the
Okay,
interesting
and
part is like,
college debt.
other than kind of what I owed, my parents from, kind of, a 0% student loan debt. I mean, I've never been $80,000. Am I too loud? Or is it Nick's headache?
I don't know. Nick pulled his headphones off. I'm not sure
No
why.
idea. Sorry.
He has a headache, but you're not too loud.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Sorry. It's just,
But,
it's.
I mean, 80,000, I don't think I've ever been like $80,000 in debt ever.
I was not 80,000 in debt when I filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I was not.
How much?
Either 60,
Okay.
but I own nothing.
I was 21 when I was 160K in debt. I was 23 when I hit my first million.
So we're talking 21 would have been,
07, 08.
yeah,
Or no,
in there.
so
No, 09.
09.
Yeah.
10 I hit my first one. Yep, and then so 20 to 22.
So back to that 2010 number,
Mhm.
80,000
I
in
guess
debt.
from, yes, owning a house, I probably, but again, because I have a job and savings, I don't consider the fact that I could never not pay my house payment for whatever period of time I might not be employed if I happen to lose my job.
Well, and when we look at income in 2010, average income was 50,000.
Average income was 50K.
Of
It's
the
like,
With a
millennials
debt-
or overall?
of millennials.
wow.
Average income was about 50,000
Oh,
with over 80,000 in debt.
I mean,
Fast
but
forward
honestly, 50,000. 50,000
Fast
is not
forward to
bad, given the fact-
2019.
Yeah,
Fast forward to 2019, which is 9 years, not 10.
Mhm.
They brought that debt down to just over 60,000.
wait. So 20K, okay.
So they brought it down to just over 60,000. So basically
but I'm
20,000.
guessing income has not gone up by $20,000.
Income was less than 60.
So income
So-
hasn't even gone up.
It hasn't even gone up
$10,000.
10 grand. And mind you, I think that's great. They cut their debt $20,000 ish
Yeah.
by only making less than 10,000 more, which again, when you're looking at it, if you're looking at it from a financial standpoint, you're like, man, I'm not making that much more than I used to, and I'm still this far in debt. Because nobody's looking at it going, man, I'm making less than 10 grand more than I was 9 years ago. And I paid off almost 20,000 in debt. Nobody's looking at it that way. They're looking at the fact that their salary's barely gone up and their debt has not come down enough.
Well, it's like, all right, when you look at it, okay.
Well,
over
and that's
time-
assuming they've accrued no additional debt.
Well,
Yeah.
they're saying average that went down, right? So
Yeah.
the average person. So some did, some didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like one thing, I don't know, like, and that's that's probably the 22% that they'll never own,
Probably.
and they're staying at home longer and doing all that. I think when you look at it, go 20K over 9 years. Gosh, such a small amount.
It is really a small amount.
And so I think, okay, so I guess the point I was making real quick was you had talked about, hey, you don't look at your salary and kind of going up.
Yeah.
We don't notice inflation. Okay.
We
I mean,
really don't know.
in theory, yes, okay, right now, because it's talked about and you're saying, hey, this is really expensive. But if inflation stabilizes, right, to like this new mark, eventually you as a person will
You just get used to
you'll
it.
budget, and this is what you'll do, and you'll you don't actually pay attention to that type of shit. I wish people kind of did, right? I mean, that's,
Yeah, but
You know, I
most
did-
people aren't financially sound to do these
we should have had my niece on. That'd be great.
anytime.
So I think I'm gonna have her come apply for here.
She needs to because we need people.
Well, she would fit in perfectly,
She
right?
would.
She like, and I think it would help. But so, and I think my niece hates me, which is fine.
Is
She
this
loves
the one
me.
that lived with you, or is this a different niece?
She's the one that lives with.
Yeah, she loves me,
She
but
hates you because you're tough on her,
very much, right? And so, like,
but you don't want her to be a piece of shit like her two
let's
parents.
say, right, and that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, she was over yesterday, and I hadn't seen her in forever, and I feel bad because I was like, hey, how's the job? What are you making? And she told me, and I was like, fuck that, like, no,
She should totally put in an application here. We'd love to have her.
yeah, and then
And it's a great workout, honestly.
And so we were going, and I was like, all right, what do you got in savings, right? You've been working now for whatever. What do you got in savings?
She's got like $50.
I mean, more than that, honestly.
Okay.
So like, when I look back at it, I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of proud of you. Okay.
So she's got at least 1,000.
No.
Oh,
No.
wow.
Like, no, the only reason
I was really proud for a second there.
the only reason I'm proud is because my wife said, "Well,
Probably
whatever," you know,
more than Mickey.
right.
We'll get to him in a minute.
But so I was like, she's got like $300, right? And I
Yeah.
was like,
Okay.
I was like, all right. And so then we kind of were talking, and I was like, look, I don't care what you do in your life. I don't give any shits. And again, I said, look, I'm going to talk to you like Courtney wants me to talk to you, but also, or how Courtney would want me to talk to you, right? So I was like, look, every paycheck that I was like, you paid weekly or biweekly? I was biweekly. I said, look, I want you to put $50 a week, so $100 away. And I told her I was like 75, right, for the 2 paychecks. And I was like,
Correct.
yourself some money, because even though I know I'm right,
Yeah.
like, my wife is just on my ass. I'm like, it's not worth this fight. And then she
Is
goes,
this a
"Well,
full-time job she has, or she's still part-time?
well, it's part-time, which is another bullshit.
Is
thing.
she going to school?
No,
Then she needs to come here and apply.
no, trust me.
Yeah.
She's got to get something. But anyway, so
I say, because if she's full-time job, I would be like, get the job at break room therapy, and all that money goes into savings and retirement and
and
whatever
she's like,
it
"Oh,
may
I
be.
want to go here to college and do that." And so like we had this talk, and I was like, "Look, just do yourself a favor." And I was like, "Put it in a savings account." And I was like, "Do like the only thing is because she wants to get her license, and she wants a car, and I was like, all right, you don't spend this money right until you get to that point where you have double whatever you're going to purchase."
Yeah.
Right. She's like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Look, if you want a $5,000 car, save up 10K, buy your $5,000 car. Right? Like you'll thank me in the end." Like, you know what? Because if you want a $4,000 car, or, if you want a $2,000 car, then save up for like, and you'll have this money to be able to support, and you want to go and do this. Like I'm telling you, and $100 every 2 weeks won't fucking look like anything to you. But over the course of years, you will come back and you will thank me tomorrow. Like I'm promising you. And I was like, the only thing I care about in life is that you come back and say you were right. I was like, I don't care about anything else. And I was like, all right. And I was like, and if she does it, that's fine. If she doesn't, whatever. But I'm having this conversation with my kid. We went shopping, and she wanted mandarin oranges, right? A little 4-pack. I can get Shire Farm or whatever the fuck it would be, where I can get Meyer brand. It was $3.50 for this and $2.25 for this. And I was like, hey, put this one back, grab that one. She's like, why? I was like, well, because it's $1.25. You know what that means? She's like, no. I was like, well, we said $1.25, and that pizza just cost you $1 flat, right? Like, it was, oh, okay. I was like, and I could just buy another beer. I was like,
There you go.
So we were
sorry, Mike's got a quick question.
Go ahead, Mike.
So how old is your niece?
Just turned 18 in January, so she's 18 and a half.
Yeah, almost like
When do you stop doing that?
Okay. I mean, by the time she's 30, this advice you're giving her now, she'll thank you for it. Maybe like, oh my God, you're keeping me from. But
Right,
I
well-
guarantee you, when she's old enough, she'll be like, wow, he was really looking out for me, and now I've got this really good nest egg, and I can do what I want, and
and I try to like compare it to my betterment stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, this is what I'm putting in. Basically the same thing I'm telling you. I was like, I've been doing it for Emerson. This is 7 years now. So if you look at, and as you're saying, 30. So like I'm sitting at what? I don't remember last I looked, $18,000. Like, okay. And all it is just set it and keep going. Cause I was like, just make sure you put it in an account that you don't fucking touch.
So Mike brought up something, and I want to hit this. So a few years ago, Mikey was 20K in debt.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what to do. I think we should file bankruptcy. I think I should file bankruptcy. And I'm like, all right, come up and I'll help. So
this was more than a couple years ago. Because this was before I knew you guys.
yeah, this would have been like 2014.
Well, not knew you, but before I reconnected.
So this would have been like 2014.
Yeah.
So we're talking
Which
like
is almost 10 years ago.
And he came up and he laid it all out for me. And I'm like, I don't think we have enough debt here to file bankruptcy. You're only 20 grand in debt. Let's see what we can do. So he came over, and Dawn started calling the creditors, and some of them were willing to give offers, and he could handle their offers. And some of them were willing to give offers, and he couldn't handle their offers. And I had major anxiety about it. So every time Dawn would yell out, hey, this one will do, they'll settle the $4,600 for $4,200. I'm like, all right, just give them our bank account number and I'll pay it.
Enough off.
And with this one, it was the best we were going to get. And there was another one I want to say was like, I don't know, $1,800, and they were willing to settle for 3 payments of $333.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, you just give them our bank account information and get that shit out of here. And he kept going, dude, you can't do that. And I'm like, fuck off. You'll just be in debt to me for 4% instead of these other fucking places.
Right.
And he paid off $20,000 in debt in less than 2 years. And we're talking about 9 years and they cut their debt by 20 grand.
Right.
Again, that's impressive, but not very impressive.
Right. You know, and
The problem is Mikey's done nothing since then.
No, he's probably in debt again, but we'll find out in a couple weeks.
right. And you know,
I mean, I don't think he's badly in debt. He just has probably no savings and no retirement,
Oh, he's never retiring.
other than maybe the medical bills from the woman he's dating.
I go there.
No,
So-
that's why I was politically correct in
You
the
were.
term that I used.
So let's go on to some of these other reasons why millennials are not
Okay.
buying houses.
yeah.
So for millennials, home prices have outpaced wages. Yeah, that's
True.
definitely seeable.
Especially when you hear the fact that there's a lot of companies just out there buying the properties to raise the prices.
We'll get to that one in just a minute. One of the reasons I found was boomers are not selling.
That's
Um,
true too.
I
They
will
don't
say
have
that
any interest in moving into retirement homes and stuff like
People are-
that.
people are selling, but it's definitely not the boomers.
Right.
Um,
Well, the people who are selling are Gen Xers who are trying to get bigger houses, probably.
correct. Or the older millennials that are trying to get bigger houses. So Mike just brought up professional competition like BlackRock, who, as in the first quarter of 21, owned about 15% of the houses that were up for sale. So not a huge number, but still 15% is big enough.
Yeah.
to Make a dent.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's when you're looking at houses. and,
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
Nick
I-
buying everything that comes on the market that he feels is reasonably priced enough for him to buy.
Right.
Well,
Not your
I
fault,
saw-
Nick.
I saw something about Atlanta, which don't quote me on these numbers. So like 800,000 houses are for sale in Atlanta and they only bought 115,000 of them. That's still 115,000 houses they took off the market.
And that would be right around that percentage that you said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to think. It'd be 3 states, right?
What?
15%.
Yeah, basically.
So you just think of 3 states.
Yeah.
And every house in that fucking state. That's how much they are.
So some other reasons, student loan debt, obviously.
Yep.
Affordability. Yeah, houses are not as affordable as they were 15 years.
Right, and
I mean, it's going to drop again to the point of affordability, but probably not to what it was 15 years ago.
But what's affordability at this point? 280,000 instead of 330, because the average house is over 330,000.
I mean, you look at this. And to me, I don't know. I think there's going to be. Again, it goes to an opinion. It's not even an opinion. It's all wrong. But you guys talk about affordable housing, things like that. Okay? So we talk about it. I was just up in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, right? Okay.
Baldwin.
And there's houses up there. You can get things for $90,000, $80,000, right? And
What are you getting for that money?
2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with like 3 acres, right?
But yeah, the land adds to it, but I mean, 2-bedroom, 1-bath is officially smaller than my house.
Right, but even if you got a 3-bedroom, like again, I just off of so the things I've seen kind of all come across lately that have all been 70K, 80K, have all been 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, with a little bit of land, and again, I've seen this all just within a week. So to me,
But it's
okay, you can work from home, right? Which is a huge thing that's coming around. You can choose where you live, and there's affordable housing. You just have to be willing to not live in unaffordable areas, right? And I get
and I
that
would
areas
agree. I mean, I will be the first to admit
deep down by you.
the area that I live in is probably one of the low income areas of Portage. Now, low income in Portage is probably median or mean income in Kalamazoo, just because Portage is considered a little more affluent than Kalamazoo.
Sure.
But I mean, yeah, for me it is. For Portage, it is the lower income area.
Right. You know, and so you're there because you choose to be, because you have a single income, you have this, right? Like, and,
Well, I
and
have that, and I want my kids to be in their school district and everything, and yeah. There's
so I
a,
think,
there's a few reasons why, but yes, I mean, the main one
Right.
is I wanted to be in an area that I felt like I could afford without going into debt,
Well-
and a place that would keep my kids where they need to be to go to school and still be with their friends.
and you know, like that's exactly it. So you're making that choice, and then you're fine, and you found that. Now, right, like I just was offered a duplex in excuse me, Grand Rapids. What's the really fancy Grand Rapids?
East Grand Rapids?
East Grand Rapids. Holy crap! Sorry, my brain's not doing great.
That's
Um,
fine. I know you got a headache.
Yeah, it's pressure like right in the nostril, and it's like really hurting.
Which I'm guessing a duplex there is probably 300,000 to $500,000.
It was 600K. Yeah. Or maybe closer to 7 actually. I'd
But
have
you
to-
could also
but
charge probably $3,000 a month for it per
Oh, that's-
unit.
that's exactly it. He was getting like 35 and 3 grand, right? So, people are willing to pay that for rent, right? I mean, now you look at my things and you go out out of East Grand Rapids, so you're not in that school district. You don't have to spend that kind of money. I mean, there's places in Byron Center, sure, but like with David's house, right? I mean, you get 2,200. I don't even know if you get 22, I guess, but like if you fixed it up, but I mean, let's say you go to.
Are we talking a month or a year?
A month if we rented it? So sorry, we were talking about how, all right. So my point was, you guys constantly talk about this affordable housing. Housing is affordable. You just have to be willing to go out into the affordable areas, like Baldwin. Okay, now there's more remote jobs, right? So you could go to Baldwin and get a 90,000.
Oh, absolutely.
70,000. Now, okay, you're making. I don't care. Like, okay, so you're getting a remote job, which pays. So you make like 60.
Yeah, in that range.
Okay, so let's just say you're making 60. You live in a $70,000 house, $80,000 house. You have a fuck ton of money. So that, okay, it is an hour drive into Grand Rapids, but if you wanted to go party and hang out, I mean, how often are you now? If you're wasting your money on booze and hanging out and doing all that,
How often do I party and hang out?
exactly, in
Uh,
Grand Rapids,
Once every 3-4 months.
right? And I'm in Grand Rapids, once a month type of a thing, and I live here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I've got a question for you, Nick.
Yeah,
You're in Jettison,
I am.
and I don't know enough about that area to know.
Consider it Byron Center.
Is Jettison, what's that?
Consider it Byron Center.
No, I'm talking about you specifically.
I'm saying to help you decide what Jenison is. Same houses, same
Yeah.
prices. Yep,
Okay.
same people.
Is Jettison considered its own school district? That was
Yes.
my
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Okay,
Class
that
A.
answers my question.
So
That's what
it's
answers my question.
the same
Because like
size.
for
as-
me, where I live in Portage, yes, I live in the very inexpensive area, but my kids go to Portage North, which middle school, which encompasses 3 or 4 other like higher income areas. And when they go to high school at Portage Northern, that's again bringing in. So I don't feel as bad living in the lower income area of Portage, because I know that the schools themselves are still good when they at the middle school and high school level, because they get that tax income from some of the more well-off areas of Portage.
So consider where Nick and I live,
Yeah.
like Gull Lake.
Okay,
That would be comparable. They're a Class A school now.
Yep.
Not like when we went to school, but
but
Class
I
A
mean, in
school.
Northern, in Northern, Portage Northern is a Class A school too, with just
It is.
for Try to
It is,
understand if he was feeding into the Grand Rapids school district or his own school district.
So even if we looked at Northern or Central, for example.
Yeah.
They'd be
Yeah.
more like an East Kentwood.
Okay,
They have some really wealthy families. They have some not as wealthy
Yeah.
families.
which is fine, and I'm fine having my kids in that, because I'd much rather have them in Portage Northern than
Very sour.
very sour.
Very sour.
You know,
And Nick, send me what that is, because I will need to try that at some point.
That's jelly jar. You would love it.
Well, yeah,
I do.
well, like I said,
glad.
like I
It's
would
good,
much
isn't it?
rather be,
But not for me, because I don't like sours.
I would much rather be in Portage Northern than it would be in Loy Norris or Kalamazoo Central.
You know,
True.
and like,
So
so
same
David-
up here, though. You would rather be in East Kentwood than you would be in Grand Rapids Public.
so what you were talking about, so right now, okay, I can go into, no, I can go find cheap housing.
Yes.
Now,
Mhm.
in theory, I could go to, well, let's say, Kentwood, Wyoming, I can still find 200 something $1,000 houses.
Yeah, but 200 is still
But
pretty
We're
expensive.
saying average is 330, right?
Okay.
Okay, so, but all I'm saying is on that payment,
Mm-hmm.
how much would it be?
On 330 or on 200?
Let's go 250, 250, I don't care.
I would probably say in the $1,500 range.
Maybe higher interest
Maybe a
rates are
little,
crazy.
yeah. Well, yeah, with higher interest, probably
Yeah.
1,800-1,900.
Okay, so now the point I was making was I just got offered a duplex in East Grand Rapids,
Okay.
close to anywhere 650 to 700K. And Mike said, "Oh yeah, but you'll be able to rent it out." Okay, that's the whole point. Is people are willing to pay, and
Yeah.
it's being rented for 3,500 and $3,000.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
like,
believe it.
This isn't a fucking mansion
Yeah.
on Reed's Lake. This is a fucking
No, it's
duplex.
just a duplex in East Grand
Oh,
Rapids.
So
Location, location,
okay,
location.
you have the
Yeah.
choice to
Mhm.
do that. You're choosing to spend your money on this housing. Well, I can't buy into that here. Yes, okay. We all love our kids. We make the choice on what's good enough, right?
Correct.
And
Well, to
You
an
know,
extent, but you also got to look at what you have as income. Like, I mean, with what I make a year, if I wasn't paying child support, yes, I could easily afford one of the more affluent areas of Portage. But I look at what I make when I pay for child support,
But-
and to not feel like I'm putting myself to the point where I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
and I think this it's hard for this podcast for
I
me
live, yeah,
because the three of us are pretty somewhat okay
Yeah.
and we're smarter with money than most people. You guys keep saying, "Hey, Nick, you're not the norm and you're not this," but like
Yeah, none of
you
us
know,
really
when
are.
I look at and I start looking at some of my friends and things, and they're like, "Oh man, you know," like you guys talk about it, Mikey, right? Like he's probably the average American. Granted,
Probably.
he finally has his own place.
No, he
right?
doesn't.
He still lives at home.
No, he lives with his girlfriend.
Well, you know, so they have their own place.
Okay.
So he finally
No.
has a
apartment. They're renting in an
they,
apartment
they have an apartment. So like they
Aren't they running where you used to live?
where I used to live when I first got divorced.
That
Yeah,
was, yeah.
but like that's the whole point is like he lived at home, right? You said he was 20K in debt. He had no fucking bills. He never was taught save your goddamn money and quit spending it. Like I don't know. I mean,
oh, he was
I look
dumb.
at it-
He bought stuff.
right? I look at it
Dumb
go,
stuff.
given the opportunity to live in my mom's basement because you know like I joked for the longest time like hell yes, like every dime would just go right back to it and I'd be paid off in X amount, you know.
Well, and even talking to the three of us here,
Yeah.
you know, I have credit cards.
Mhm.
I don't have store credit cards. He would run up $1,000 worth of debt. His
Best Buy.
worst fucking card that pissed me off, which is the one that would not settle for less than what I told you.
JC Penney,
Sears.
Sears.
It was a Sears
Sears.
credit card.
Should have waited.
It ran up to almost $5,000.
Well, so
And I said, "What the fuck are you buying at Sears?" He goes, "Well, I bought clothes."
so the funny thing is, I'm thinking about
I
getting
close at
a credit
Sears.
card for a company.
What company?
I think I'm gonna do Lowe's.
Okay.
I get
Do you
20.
get something for it?
Oh yeah, I get like 10 or 20% off fucking all my stuff. I get like a bunch, and I get my rebates back.
The business has one for Menards. By the way, if you don't want to turn in your Menards rebates, give them to us.
I've got
I
one
did
store card other than
$60,000.
Amazon. I mean, yes, I have an Amazon card.
Well,
But my one store card is a Kohl's, which I barely ever use, and I
Yeah, but-
basically pay off immediately after I pay it. But again, it's because
You save a
you
huge
double the, rewards or whatever they call it. And quite often, if I go to Kohl's like 2 or 3 times a year, which is usually when my kids feel like they've outgrown their swimsuits and their pajamas, and I buy
Yep.
them more. And
Kid
quite
shopping.
often, then that third time a year is for free because
Yeah.
I've earned enough Kohl's
Well, that's-
Kohl's
cash.
cash to basically, yeah.
saying it's good, it's good rewards, but I mean, I probably
If you don't want your Menard
I
shit, give it
just,
to us.
I'm too lazy to send it in. And
Just give it to us. We'll send it in.
I gotta find the
You can even keep your receipt now. You just have to tear off the bottom section. Just
Oh,
give me
is that
the
it?
bottom. Yeah, give me the bottom section. I'll send that shit in.
Oh,
I'll give you 10 cents on the dollar.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I have like $35,000 in the past 2 months.
Give it to me. I will take it.
At that
I don't know
point,
how
at
many-
that point, give them 50 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, I'll give you 50
I
cents on the
don't, I
dollar.
don't know if I have
Jesus.
money. I don't know if I have the receipts. Don't tell my accountant.
It's the easiest fucking thing now. You
Yeah.
know what would be easier if they let you just fucking do it online?
If they let me just do it online, it'd be so much easier.
Everybody would do it.
They should just have a QR code that you scan it and processes it.
Exactly.
Right, but I mean, Home Depot will match the same thing.
Yeah, I don't use them.
Well, I mean, and that's right. So I have to figure out. But I don't know. I have friends that keep
I
telling me,
don't buy enough stuff, so I just go wherever it's cheaper.
and I'm getting into it more and finding a fuck ton more. I mean, the guy I work for, they just got, I think it was $17,000 in rebates back.
Yeah,
I'll tell you how much they spent. I'm like,
a lot.
it's like-
Well, time, divided by 11.
well, and he's sitting here just going, look, we are pretty much going to pay for one flip for free. All right, I should probably do this.
I got I want to say $600 off the supplies for my bathroom
Nice.
when we redid it. So some other reasons why millennials are not buying: affordability, which makes sense. Here's one I kind of like. So not married yet. So they're not married yet.
Yep.
And they've decided, until I'm in a stable relationship, I'm not going to buy it. One of the other things I saw that I thought was really interesting, many of them did not buy maybe when they could because of bans on certain marriage.
Sure.
So
Yep.
because they're in an LGBTQ relationship,
Couldn't count both incomes.
correct.
You would have had to run it as a business in theory.
Yeah. So they decided, I can't buy because, my partner who's a man
Yep.
has, we can't count his income.
Even then, you get the situation of some states still are interracial relationships,
Mhm.
questionable in terms of whether they accept it or not.
The backward South ones. I want to hit on this real quick that has nothing to do with anything. So they struck down Roe versus Wade to send it back to the states, right? Because it should be a states' rights issue. And that was a big Lindsey Graham thing. We got to send it back. It's going to be a states' rights issue. Did anybody read what Lindsey Graham put forth today?
No.
So he's putting forth a bill for a nationwide ban on abortion. Motherfucker, I thought you said it was states' rights. Why are you putting together a nationwide ban then?
It's because getting rid of Roe versus Wade was just the first step. Now the second step
Correct.
is making the rest should ban on it,
Correct.
which will the way, I mean, if things fall the way they seem like they've been pointing to the last, like over the next 7 weeks, I mean, Democrats should win pretty handily.
Yes,
a
they
lot.
should. Oh, and there are so many pissed off people. Like the Michigan Supreme Court ruled that the abortion ban can go, or the reproductive rights legislation can go on the ballot to strike down abortion ban. And Republicans are losing their fucking mind because they know that it's
If it goes on the
probably-
actual ballot,
it goes on the ballot. So people are like 70% for that in this state, which is just going to benefit Whitmer and the other Democrats because they're all pissed off at the Republicans for trying to stop it. Don't piss off
Even
women.
then, I mean, every ad is like freaking Tudor basically being like, gives no exceptions at all. She's basically like,
Toots
Doesn't
wants
matter
no
if it's
exception.
medical, doesn't matter if it's rape or incest, it's like, just ban it and make it criminal.
Well, if you're 11 years old and you're pregnant, that'll make you a better person. Just have it. Bullshit.
No. Because if you're 11 years old and pregnant, it probably wasn't your choice to get pregnant in the first place.
Probably not. Mike, you and I need to talk about something off here.
Okay.
Tighter lending standards was another one, which,
I don't know what that means.
well, you don't have that issue.
Go on.
There are plenty of people that just can't get approved, even though maybe they could afford.
Okay.
And that's difficult, I think, for a lot of millennials at this point.
Well, credit's not great and things like that.
Credit's not
I would
great.
agree. I
And
mean,
of course, go ahead, Mike.
Or needing X number of dollars down.
Well, and you don't get credit for being a good renter. So somebody's rented from you, Nick, for 3 years. They've always made their payments on time. That doesn't hit their credit.
Right.
So they don't get any bonus points for, hey, you've been a great renter for 3 years. You've been paying, I know you don't charge this, but let's say you've been paying $1,800 to Mr. Nick here, and your mortgage would only be $1,200. Fuck you, you can't afford this house.
Right.
Well, wait a minute, I was paying $600 more. But they're like, yep, sorry, we can't approve you. One of the interesting reasons I saw, the lure of bright lights. Millennials want to live in the city. And you're not buying a home in the city.
Right.
I mean, depending on the city, yeah, you might be able to buy an apartment.
And say a condo type, like
Yeah.
if they turned apartments into condos.
If they did those things, but
Yeah.
if not,
Yeah. We gotta not think about just the Midwest.
yeah, but even think about New York. Yeah, they sell apartments.
Oh yeah. $20 million.
And who can afford that?
Right?
Rich people.
Athletes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know, I look at it and I get it, right? And you want to be where everybody else is. You
Yeah.
want that. And, you know, I don't know, there's the people who, you know, some of the richest people that you don't know live out in the boonies, right? 'Cause
Yes.
just hoard it.
So I wanted to hit this too. So 2008 cost to raise a child from birth to 18,
Oh,
$204,060.
okay.
In
That's
2013,
when Max was born.
okay. In 2013, which is 5 years later, $245,340. So it went up basically 45 grand in 5 years.
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, that's only, I mean, well, yeah, that's a lot for 5 years, but it's less than 20, or around 20%.
Okay, but where did salaries go in 5 years? I
Oh,
mean, we
nowhere.
talked about in 9 years, they went up
10%.
less than 10,000.
10,000. Yeah,
And these are honest issues that, you know, when you're looking at things, so
which I mean, even $50,000 to $60,000 is 20%.
it is. But it still doesn't mean it's necessarily affordable to do these things.
No, not at all. It wasn't affordable at $50,000 in 2009 or 2010.
No. No, not at all.
I mean, good. No matter what you
Except I
bought.
love the new couch because I can sit here and recline and be on the video.
That's nice.
You know, it's a matter of what you bought, how you bought it, and things like that, right? I mean,
Well, you know, and I rail on boomers a lot, but a lot of things lately that I watch on TikTok are boomers talking about how, well, our generation had it rough, so it's okay if you have it rough. But when you look at rough in actual real money terms, I shared this TikTok with you earlier today. So let's say, for example, in 1980, let's say your wages were $10,000. Let's just say 10 grand.
Mhm.
Your housing might be 4,000 to 5,000
right.
for that year. You would still have half your salary left.
Mhm.
Whereas when we look now, let's say your salary is $60,000. If you're paying, yeah, for house.
And again, we go back to what I've said the whole time is 80s, 70s and 80s, right? Husband worked, I mean, the wife stayed home for the most part.
Not in the 80s, but the 60s, 70s.
Sure. I mean, but then you started to get it, okay? So like prices started to rise in the 80s, right? I mean, you started seeing that.
Why?
Because women started to work, and
No.
so now you have two
No.
incomes.
No.
If you give me the opportunity,
No.
oh yeah,
No.
you give me the opportunity that there's two incomes, right? Versus, and so okay, you go back and you look, okay, what's the average? What is the average household consistent like, right? And last I knew, it was like 3.7 people or something,
Like that.
right? So, look, okay, now
But that could be one adult and two kids.
could be, right? It could be, right?
Right.
But the standard back then, I mean, when you tell me that we have record amount of people having kids, statistics are going to show that people are together living two incomes, one household.
So
right?
we're going to talk about something you did not live through.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike,
Yeah.
what changed in 1981 that was different from, let's say, 1978?
Economics.
I was still very young at the time.
You were.
It was Reaganomics.
What was the theory of Reaganomics?
Trickle down, basically give a lot of tax breaks to the rich, and they will basically, when there are large companies, and they will raise income or salaries and things like that, or give money back to the community to help the poor and stuff like that, which
So
we've learned the hard way basically is no, the rich
you
want to get
made-
richer.
if you made $20 million, you got
Mhm.
taxed, let's say, 39% on $0 to $10 million.
Mhm.
And from $10 million and one to $20 million, you got taxed 70% on.
Yep.
That is the reason why the middle class was so prosperous in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and why it died out in the 80s. Because that tax rate dropped
Sure.
almost in half.
Yeah.
And
It
as Mike
basically
pointed
became
out,
the same amount they paid for the first $10 million.
Yeah.
And now don't even talk about now with billionaires when they're making like hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
well, as Mike pointed out, they were going to trickle down that money because all the rich people were going to go, oh, I'm so blessed with all of this money. I'm going to share the wealth. Let's look at this logically. So,
Well, they did.
with
They're-
who?
Their contractor that built them the
No, they didn't.
$900 million.
They shared it with their kids. They didn't share it with that contractor. Because if you look at one specific builder,
Yeah,
he didn't pay his contractors. He
that's
just
fact.
told them to fuck off.
Got him kicked out of the country. That's what I was gonna say. So since we're off topic,
Yeah.
one of my favorite TikToks was the one I sent you about the guy asking why he was mad about Obama, and he said he wasn't at 9/11.
I have seen
He
that.
was out golfing and doing stuff, and I was like,
I have seen so many people pissed off that Obama.
But he
did
wasn't
nothing
even
during
president
9/11.
at the time.
Yeah, but they don't know this.
these people are stupid as fuck.
I got into a.
He wasn't in the Oval Office. He
George
should have been
W.
there.
Bush was president during
You
9/11.
know,
I
And
got
I
into.
guarantee you, if it would have been 9/11 2018, what's his face would have still been golfing.
Yeah. Oh, it totally would have been fucking golfing. So
nah.
I got into a conversation today.
No,
with-
he wouldn't have
a
been
very-
golfing. He would have been calling the people in the buildings losers.
No, I said
and he would have been in his bunker, being a bunker bitch.
he probably he
Anyways,
probably would have thrown a paper towel and said, "Just get it cleaned up."
I got into a nice conversation with a very nice lady on Facebook today, and we were talking about a dumbass.
Mm.
And the dumbass posted something really fucking stupid. And she had replied, don't be stupid. And I replied, well, what do you expect? He's a QAnon idiot. And dipshit replies, I don't even know what QAnon is. Mind you,
Yeah.
fucking Facebook is wide fucking open, right? So I pull a post of his off there where he's pushing QAnon theories that specifically say this is what QAnon believes. And he had some stupid thing like, see, this is what's really going on. And I posted, and dumbass laughed about it.
And
If you're-
the share you gave me yesterday about the QAnon
Yes.
conspiracy theorist killing his family.
Yeah. Kill his fucking wife or girlfriend or whatever because he
And
knew.
then shot his daughter to the
Yeah.
point. I mean, I don't think she was overly critically injured. I mean, but
He literally believed there were lizard people. I'm sorry you're so stupid. But many of you people don't know how to
according to
critically
South
think.
Park, there's crab people.
There are, but that's South Park.
Yeah.
We also talked earlier today about our episode would be about the underpants gnomes.
Let's say.
I wanted to be. I want that as my career plan. Steal something.
Still underpants.
Not profit.
Correct.
You know, I don't know. I think every generation is going to tell you that they're not going to buy a house. They're not gonna,
Okay.
yeah,
I don't think so. Mike, did you ever sit there and go as a Gen Xer, I'm not going to buy a house?
Maybe when I was like 22, but at this point, millennials are in their 30s.
Some are hitting 40.
Well, I'm just saying, but the youngest millennials are in their 30s.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yeah.
very late 20s. And
So
by then I owned a house.
95 was the last year of millennials birth. My daughter.
So
She's what,
26 years old.
I was 27.
27?
Jesus.
So yeah, by 30, I had owned my first house. Because at that point, yes, I saw it was kind of the opposite of what they said. It was like, why pay somebody, unfortunately, like Nick, to get rich when I could own something that eventually could help me become more financially well off?
And I get it, but like, you know, I've also like I'm on this side, and I can't lie to you guys. Like, I'm burned out, right? I'm kind of the first to admit it. Like, it sucks. I don't want to admit
Sell
to
sell
it.
all your properties and retire.
Well, and like sadly, like truthfully, like from my heart, like that's an actual thing I've been contemplating. But it's like, you know how hard it is to get business after
Yeah.
you've done this like your whole fucking life, right? Like, I don't know what else to do.
Let's
Um,
buy a bar.
Well, no, like I had thought about it, right?
That's a
like,
losing promotion right there.
you know, as long as
Buy a brewery.
I don't want to do a brewery, but like, you know,
Oh, that's good. It's probably
it is, you know, but it's a thing like where you just think about it and, I don't know, you know, because like I had a tenant text me and say, hey, you know, like the bathtub hot water won't shut off and I have to use the fucking, and can you send somebody? And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Used to be something I'd go fix, right? I'm like, God damn it. Like I sent somebody.
Yeah.
And then going through the financial change that I'm probably gonna be going through. Like, I'm sitting here going, fuck, I can't do that. But
You
I
have
know,
to go take care of it.
but I know me as a person, like I
Yeah.
don't want to, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, and so do I fail myself? Do I fail my dream? Do I fail whatever to get to that point? So that thing looks great to me. Hey, like as sad as it is, I mean, it's just like as I own a house. And, I don't know, like the other day we were talking about it. I think we were talking about it. I don't know if it was last episode or whatever. You know, my zero turn fucking both wheels were popped because my brother did whatever. But like, you know, I go to fucking just mow my own goddamn grass and it's just I gotta fix shit and I gotta have, you know, the next thing fucking in there. It's, God damn, like if I owned a condo, I wouldn't have to
You
do
wouldn't
any
have
of
to
that.
do nothing.
I have no outside shit. All I have to do is fucking clean the inside. I'm sitting
But
there
even
going,
then, a condo is an investment
well, and that's fine,
because
but
it
like
can accrue, you know,
it can, but I mean, you know, the statistics is
not the same way that a house that you own yourself
Right.
is. I understand.
but you know, but you're still responsible for the interior stuff, right? And
Mhm.
you know, so then you go, all right, like what can I like, I don't know, me, I'm the kind of person where I look at this and if we talk about this wall, there's dripping glue. which bugs me as a person every time.
Me too.
But in theory, like, I don't fucking care. Like, it's just a place to lay my head, right?
Yeah.
So I could just rent and I'd be fine. Now, me as like, I'd be like, all right, where can I get the cheapest fucking rent? You know, I just wrote it on. You know, I can't tell you I'm in the greatest mental, financial, or the mental state of mind I've been in a long time. Like, I'm over here writing myself fucking personal notes, right? On a box, like,
I do that too.
and I don't know. I'm to the point of, and people will burn you out, man, no matter what industry you're in. David, you get it because you come from this business, and people don't listen to the rules, or you think, stupid could they be? Then it's all right. Hey, I'm going to court over this, right? Like every fucking day, I'm getting threatened to go to court, right? And then the stories that you don't know of, right? So, nobody ever tells you you're ready for shit. Okay, so I get a call from a contractor who's doing a foundation issue, and there's 5 cop cars, 3 ambulances, 2 fire trucks.
Oh, was this yesterday?
I go up to the officer, like, hey, property manager, am I going to need the police report number? I don't think so. Just look in his eyes and his face, and just like I almost bawled, like. And he's like, there was and I had a lieutenant, right? They just had a new baby, right? And like, you guys can go downstairs. They can go to the main floor, but they can't go upstairs. There was what do you call it? Is basically a medical emergency that didn't go well, right? So
Okay.
I'm assuming there's a death, and I can only assume just the look of his face that we no longer have a baby in this house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's upstairs. That's where the tub is. That's where, like, my brain, and I've done this long enough, and this isn't my first fucking one, right? So I can put 2 and 2 together, and I'm sitting here going, fuck, like, God, and then I'm sitting here just every fucking day, and people think, man, Nick, you're an asshole because you're a fucking owner and you care about money. Like, I have a tear in my eye talking about this. Like, Jesus Christ, I have a fucking heart. Like, I don't care about the money aspect of things. Like, I still have a job that I have to get done. And now I have to sit here and I have to know these. And the hardest part is, and people always go, hey, as an owner, you should have somebody else manage. I never in my life want to put that on somebody else to have to fucking deal with that, right? Like, it's tough, man.
One of the things
But you look at it from that perspective. If that's, like I said, assuming again that the baby died, passed away, very unexpected, nothing you could ever plan for, because you're the property manager or whatever for the company that you work with, you can't do much about it. But I guarantee you as an owner would be like, you know what? If you can't pay rent for the next few months while you're, dealing with this financial hardship, you're probably doing that, you as an owner. Not every owner, but you actually care about people.
Well, and this is one of the things that I've always known, but people have been putting this to words in the last 4 years. The difference between right wing and left wing is empathy. And the people on the right side don't have that empathy for other people.
No,
and people
not at all.
Center left have empathy, and they actually care about what happens to other people. I don't like people.
Sure.
I tell everybody I fucking hate people, but I like persons.
Yeah.
So if you bring me a person, I'll like them. But when you bring me a group, I'll hate the group.
But I think I think Tommy Lee Jones's quote from Men in Black is perfect. A person is smart, people are stupid.
Correct.
Oh, I mean, I listed my new house for 1,800. Because I'm keeping it for a year
Oh, are you?
instead of flipping it.
Okay.
And then I decided I was just gonna rent it to uh break even. Enough to get me through the year so I can flip it after the year so I can get my
Okay.
I had a few interests and stuff, so I showed it to one. She comes and she's like, "Oh, all right, so Section 8." And I was like, I don't accept that. Oh, well, she should have asked you that. And I was like, yeah, I guess she should have, I go, she's not something I work with. And she's like, well, it's guaranteed money. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, what? And I said, no, like they have an inspection. On top of the inspection, I'm gonna have to have. I have to live by the rules, figure out whatever. And if I don't get their inspection done in the time frame they want, they don't pay me the money. You have rights as a tenant. Tell them, hey, something's not being done in the way that you want it to be done. And I don't tolerate that with my properties. And she goes, huh, okay. I was like, that's just like plain and simple. Like I already have too many people in my business. I don't need more, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, you think it's guaranteed money, but there's no such thing as a guarantee, right? Like,
No, there's one guarantee.
two.
Yeah. Death and tax.
That's a fact. And so you can avoid taxes, I guess, but
You can.
um,
You can't avoid death.
Mhm.
That motherfucker's coming for you.
you're born and you die. Those are two things.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm gonna keep it for a year and avoid the taxes on it.
Makes sense.
I mean, when you start doing the math, and if we get a correction in the next 10 months, I'll be in the wrong. If I'm right, then I'll make some money. Worst case scenario, basically I'll break even.
Yeah.
Right. So I should hedge my risk and rent it for more. But my brain said, look, I'm only doing this for this amount of time. So like I've owned it for 2 months, technically to be 3 at the end of this.
Mhm.
So I'm only renting it for 9 months. Like after that, sorry. He's like, that's fine. And I was like, because he wants to buy it, maybe. And I was like, fine. The first right to buy it. I'm letting you know I'm selling it. Like, and 9 months later,
Get shit together and
like, yeah, I mean, and so he's like, oh, I paid this off to get credit and do this. And I was like, cool, you're on the right path.
Yep.
But here's what it is. Like, this is the price I want. This is how I want it. This is it. Done. And so that's why I took less money. We'll see how it works out.
well, hopefully, you sell it for what you want.
Yep.
And maybe he'll just buy it and make it easy on you.
I'm hoping, right? So, and
These are the risks we take,
Yeah.
Everything's a gamble.
every goddamn thing in this world is a gamble. So, anything else that you have for?
I ran through my list.
Okay.
We definitely have to wait for Mike to come back.
Yeah, of course.
I'm here, I'm just not on camera.
All right, well, you need to give us your thoughts on your beers.
Yeah.
Nick, what were your thoughts on your beers?
So the banana, it was fun. I wouldn't again. It was a banana smoothie.
It's a once in a while drink,
yeah.
not a constant drink.
Dream Patch fruited sour from Tommy Gang. I did not enjoy too much. Austin Brothers Jelly Jar. At first, it had quite a bit of flavor. I think my mouth, just because of how much I've had,
Yeah,
kind of like died out. I didn't really palate cleanse. It was good. I enjoyed it. Let's say I would try it again as one of my first, I guess.
I did enjoy the Parent Dream Seeker. I got that from Jim. That was good.
Good.
I liked the Rourke, which I've
Sounded
always
good.
liked. The Blake's was good as always, and the Deschutes non-alcoholic was awesome as always. Mike, what do you think?
I mean, the Evil Genius Trick or Treat was that good. I said I wouldn't put it amongst my top 5 or so porters, but top 10 or 15 that I've had in my lifetime, definitely. I mean, definitely in the top half, not in the bottom half of what I've had in terms of porters. But pumpkin is, more pumpkin than that one, like, I can't remember what cider we had gotten at the point that said it was supposedly pumpkin flavored, and it was like no pumpkin at all. And
I want to say that was a Blake's that had like no pumpkin.
I mean, honestly, the Latitude 42 tasted better after an Evil Genius Trick or Treat. Maybe it was because the other ones I'd had before it previously had been sours and ciders, so maybe that had curbed the taste a little bit of, so it did taste more like what it's described as after a porter as opposed to like after a sour.
Good deal. Nick, hit us.
Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you guys listening. We talked about it in the beginning part of this podcast, right? Join us on
Discord. Sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah, anything, any place that offers a podcast, we're
Yeah.
gonna be there, right?
We are.
Say everybody listening to us on Twitch, we appreciate it.
Give us reviews too. Reviews help.
Yeah, say it boosts us up apparently. So,
What do I review you on?
everything.
Everything. I mean, Mike did one on Podbean, but we need it on Apple
Stitcher.
and Stitcher and Google and Amazon, everything.
I'll do
Review
it
us on everything.
Google and Amazon. I'll do it on Google and Amazon and other things like that. I don't have Apple stuff anymore.
That's fine.
It's all right. Every little bit counts.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again next week. We don't know what we're talking about.
I mean,
but we
realize
never
you're getting
do.
0 stars from me, but yeah.
That's
Doesn't
fine.
matter. Say.
Review it anyway. So thanks again for joining.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
studs.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some beer money
Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.